I can't thank you enough for coming out and for volunteering in your communities and for helping girls to grow into the best young ladies that they can possibly be, and for helping them to realize all the dreams that we allow them to dare to dream. And we are going to be talking to you tonight about service units and best practices in our service units, and we have a variety of speakers for you tonight, and we're going to ask them some probing questions, and they're going to give you their insight based on their expertise, and if we have time at the end, we're going to open it up for your questions. But a little bit about me. I'm from Denville, and I'm currently a leader. I'm on my second troop. I'm a past everything that you are, some troop organizer, all the hard jobs except for cookies, because I can't do numbers and I don't do money, and I'm bad at that, so people have been spared from enormous errors, which is a good thing. So I'm just going to hand the mic down the line, and we're going to introduce everyone else.
Hi, I'm Sheila Segarra, and I am a cadet leader of an 8th grade troop. I have one daughter, and I was QSP manager for 4 years for my service unit before taking the position as a service unit manager of Buckfield Valley.
I'm Adrienne Berg-Charlot. I am a troop leader for a cadet troop. I have a senior Girl Scout, and I am a former service unit manager, and now I'm the treasurer for our community. From Mountain Lakes, we have about 200 scouts, pretty much one troop per grade, and we have a lot of activities that our troop comes up with through our service unit leaders meetings.
My name is Lori Wolf, and I'm the service unit manager for Butler Bloomingdale. Before becoming the service unit manager, I did a stint as registrar and troop organizer, and I also led a couple of Girl Scout troops who have since graduated and are on their way to becoming amazing young women as they graduate from college, start careers, and are getting married. We have just over 200 girls right now in the Butler Bloomingdale service unit, and the strength of our service unit is truly in the strength of the volunteers on our service team. I am also one of the team leaders for the GSNNJ hiking and backpacking group. We do about 7 hikes a year, culminating in a base trip, and then for the girls who are really adventurous, we really encourage them to put on backpacks and learn some primitive camping skills. We're in the link, so look us up and hope to see you in the woods.
Hi, my name is Kim Nestor. I am the service unit manager with my 2 co-songs for Long Valley, Washington Township. We currently have 655 scouts registered. We have 74 troops. I am very blessed. The strength of our group, I think, is in our service unit team. We have a team of about 19 or 20 women who assist us in implementing all the programs for all these troops. I myself lead, or co-lead I should say, 2 different troops, and this is my 3rd year as SUM, so I have a 2nd year and a 1st year here with me tonight, and my 2 co-leaders.
My name is Donna Hild, and I'm the S.U.M.M.I.T for Rutherford. I've been a scout for almost 25 years, 8 as a girl and 16 as a leader. This is the first year I don't have a troop of my own, so it's a little strange. I think the strangest thing was that no one offered to sell me cookies this year. So I'm gonna sit, yeah, I know, right? Everybody wants to sell me cookies tonight. And I have 2 nieces who are scouts in town, and neither one of them called me. So it's just very strange. I think the strength of Rutherford really is in our townwide events and the way we come together as a group. We run between probably 15 to 20 townwide events a year, mostly girl-led, and I think that's what really keeps us all together and keeps us going.
Well, I'm Maria Lugo from the Clifton service unit. I'm a brand new troop organizer, so please bear with me. I'm also a troop leader. I started last year because my daughter was looking for a troop, and I started with 6, and we're up to 24 girls.
Wow.
Because the leaders, and I can't
also service unit manager. Christy also can't say no, so she's up there too with me. And we work close with Benita. And we have a small unit, and we're trying to get more, but we're very dedicated, and the three of us and a couple of other QB manager and QSB manager do everything in Clifton. So we're just trying to get the word out and find more moms and leaders like us. And that's our biggest strength, just the support, no matter how small it is, that we work together and we help each other out.
Hi, I'm Eileen Richards. I'm from Jefferson Township, New Jersey. Jefferson in the house. I am currently the registrar. Before that, I was troop organizer for a while, and I actually started out just signing my daughter up, and I stayed to help out at a meeting, and then I never really dropped her off again. I just kept staying at a meeting. So if I was staying, you might as well get trained. So now I'm the co-leader. And I am also a cookie product manager. The other half of my team is Kristen Monderulli. And I'd say one of our strengths for our service unit is that our service unit team is really great, and we always help each other out, and I think we communicate well with each other, even through our differences. And there always has to be differences when you're working with such a diverse group of women. So that's what I have. Thanks.
My name is Dale Capitro. I'm from beautiful yet a little bit rural Vernon, New Jersey. Currently I am the SUM alum of Vernon, New Jersey. Prior to that, I ran a troop for the code.
You're not making it do that.
Okay.
We'll figure out why it's doing
Prior to that, I ran a troop for 13 years, which was my daughter's troop, and they graduated from high school last year as Brownie consultant. Vernon SUM for 5 years, fall sale coordinator, QSP sale coordinator, registrar, and just about anything else that could be done, I did. Our service unit strengths are the programs that we run. We try to involve everybody in our programs, get people out, whether it's at a regular level, whether it's town-wide, and we also do a lot of service, community service work.
I have been asked to take the first question tonight, which has to do with promoting Girl Scouts through social media. So the trainer in me is going to do a little check-in. Raise your hand if you're on Facebook. Lots of people. Pinterest, which I have yet to figure out, even though I'm on it. Don't know what it's for. Like everybody's pictures. Tumblr. I have an account with nothing in it. Still working on that one too. Instagram. I have more success with Instagram.
Yeah.
My favorite, Twitter. Not so many tweeters here. Okay, Mama Road Trip and I tweet all the time, and Betty's been retweeting me, and I've been live tweeting all night tonight, as I do every time I come to this event. And I'm going to talk mostly about Twitter, because I can't even imagine what I was doing before I was tweeting. I got on Twitter originally because of Girl Scouts. I discovered it was a way that a lot of information was being disseminated, and I discovered it was a way to connect with Girl Scouts outside of my immediate jurisdiction. I'm pretty well hooked up with a lot of people in GSNNJ, but outside of GSNNJ, I know far fewer people, some people that I've met at convention, and friends of mine who do Girl Scouts in other parts of the country and the world. But I found through Twitter, you can just meet people who live almost anywhere. I have friends in the Netherlands, I have friends on up and down both coasts of the US and in the Central. I have friends in Sweden and Scotland, and not all of them are Girl Scouts friends, but some of them are. And other Girl Scout organizations like camps abroad, which is kind of an interesting thing to know about. If you have any girls who are travel-minded, it's a way of connecting with people who can bring things to your girls that you can't, because it's not in your skill set, or you're not familiar with that. Twitter's a very friendly place to be, and it's really easy to set up an account and to start following people. You can follow me. I tweet a lot. I don't just tweet about Girl Scouts. I tweet more about another part of my life, actually, that I have a lot of fun in, and I've met a lot of great people through. But I have been using Twitter more and more, and as more and more leaders in Denville are getting on Twitter, I think we will start using that as a way of encouraging one another and broadcasting what our girls are doing in the community and getting people out to events that different troops might be running, because it's so easy just to tweet off 140 characters worth of succinct information. I have found since being on Twitter, I've become a better writer, actually, because it forces you to put your idea in a very small space. And if you want to convey a lot of information in a small space, you have to be succinct. So it's really cut down on my rambling, which is kind of good. Facebook, we should all be using Facebook to communicate what we're doing in Girl Scouts. You can, within your service units, you can set up just a group. Denville has a group for just Denville Girl Scout leaders, and it's one of the ways in which we communicate service unit priorities and service unit deadlines and the fun things that we're doing. We get the word out to as many leaders who are on Facebook, and we're trying to encourage people that even if they don't want to be bothered with a personal Facebook account, they can get on Facebook just to be in the Denville Girl Scout group. They don't have to start tweeting their grandmothers and their sister-in-laws and you know, old high school boyfriends or whatever one does on Facebook. They can just keep it to just Girl Scouts and use it as a communication tool. You can do one just for your troops so that it's an easy, fast way of communicating with parents. Because when you post on your Girl Scout group, it goes into their timeline. So it's not like they have to go to the group to check to see. It's not like having to remember to check your email, which we all should still be using, by the way. Lots of stuff is coming through email still, and we should be reading those. But Facebook is a really good way of connecting with other people, with our own council, with other councils, and finding out what exciting things are going on. But it's a really, really useful tool for you in your service unit and in your troop. And if you want to talk more about it, see me after. I'll hook you up on Twitter.
Vernon has always been very strong with service unit events. We do things on both the level event, both on the levels and on the whole community level. We do things like thinking day events, townwide bridging or rededication. We march in the Memorial Day Parade. We participate in the 9/11 ceremony at Sussex County Community College. We've done bowling, we've done mini golf, games nights, powder puff derby, townwide encampment, and our most famous one is probably Vernon's pig races. We've gotten many people involved, many service units. I've now started people in other states doing pig races. If you have any questions, if you want to know anything in particular, I can send you information. I did bring 2 pigs with me tonight, in case anybody wanted to see them, and we could probably play with them a little later on. But Vernon also has a grassroots movement going on to bring back the Girl Scout traditions. There's a few of us in town that felt that some of the Girl Scout traditions were going by the wayside and we needed to bring them back. We've done swaps, we have flag ceremonies, we do flag retirement ceremonies, camping, hiking, marking trails, preserving nature. We explore traditions of the Girl Scout badges and activities. We've even had visits by Juliette Bourgeois. So you never know what's going to happen at an event. We do have level coordinators for each level in town, and they will run things. But we also do things like World Thinking Day, which would cover everybody. Memorial Day Parade, which would be everybody. Powder Puff Derby, that's open to everyone. Townwide encampment is open to everyone. And pig races we've done as a brownie event, but you could do that as a townwide event. We have monthly meetings. where everybody comes to, and to keep people at the meetings. At the end, we break into levels where your level consultants will talk to you, solve problems, and give out new information on what's going on.
I think our biggest recruitment that we do in our town is we have what we call the Daisy Tea, although we don't serve tea, so I'm not sure why we call it that, but we register our girls early for daisies. We do an early push in the spring, and then it affords us the opportunity to have parent information sessions so that parents can ask questions and become knowledgeable in all the verbalese that is Girl Scouts, because when you first start and people start throwing out all the names, people that are new to scouting don't know the difference between a daisy, a brownie, a junior, a cadet, a senior, and ambassador. They don't understand that there are travel troops and PAX lodges, and it gets confusing and it's overwhelming. So we try to break it down for new parents, and we encourage non-leader volunteerism. So we have quite a few service team members who are not leaders of troops, but they are just involved parents. So we're very fortunate to have that. We also have some alum that stay active and have participated on our team. And as I said, we're fortunate we have about 20 people on our service unit team. We have 74 troops. Every troop has a minimum of 2, if not 3 leaders. We try very hard to train everyone very well. We keep in contact through social media. I'm a very big emailer, and a lot of my service unit has seen my name at 3 in the morning emailing things. So we just try to keep everybody very well informed, and I think that if you know what's going on, you're more apt to stick around. So that's really what I think is our biggest strength with recruitment.
We promote the adult recognition by making sure the people in our service unit are nominated for the different awards. We do this by taking recommendations from the members of the service unit or by a group of service unit members who nominate and endorse individuals for specific awards. For instance, if we have a volunteer that's done something outstanding in one of our activities, like the father-daughter dance, she might be nominated for the appreciation kit. Sometimes the volunteer has coordinated a program for members of the surrounding service units. She might be nominated for an honor pin. We especially try to recognize our new members, new volunteers, by nominating them for Rookie of the Year.
So in addition to being a S.U.M.M.I.T alum, I was recruited to help with the annual fund campaign because of my dedication to Girl Scouts, for what it's done for my girls and what it can do for other girls. And we are encouraging not just the leaders, but leaders and the families to contribute to the annual fund, because we know that the dues just do not cover it. And all of our cookie sales and our Women of Achievement fundraisers still leave a gap, and that gap depends on the families of Girl Scouts to donate. And if everybody gave just a little bit, there would be no gap. And there's cards in the back if you'd like to make your donation, and if you make your donation of $100 or more by March 31st, you can have your name on the wall in Riverdale. And in our community, we know that maybe not everybody's going to feel the need to write a check when they come to a big event, but when we have a captive audience, like at the father-daughter dance, when those fathers have all those dollars in their pocket, we are looking to sell 100 tickets, raffle tickets, to the Women of Achievement. So we're hoping that that will be a new thing that we add to one of our events. We have added the camp person coming and talking about camps as a way to promote Girl Scouts, and now we'll bring in the raffle tickets and see how successful that is, and maybe we'll continue doing that at other events as well.
Okay, so Rutherford has anywhere between 18 to 20% of our girls are senior and ambassador scouts. And I think, yeah. retain the older girls. I think one of the biggest pieces is the way that we lead. As the girls get older, we really need to change our leadership style as leaders. It needs to become more girl-led. We can't, we're all control freaks to a certain degree. We need to give up the control of the troop to the girls. It's their troop, and we need to let them do the things that they want to do. The biggest question I always have from leaders as their girls are starting to hit high school is, well, how am I going to keep them? They say they're so busy. They've got sports and they've got clubs and they've got college applications. And I always tell them, it's no longer, so rigid. You don't have to have a meeting every other week. You have meetings, I always did meetings as needed. We found that Sunday night was a great night to have a meeting. We'd have a pizza party on a Sunday night and the girls would come. It was a way for them to reconnect before they started the school week again, and it was a great time for them to have a meeting. We keep them very involved with the townwide events. We do a lot of townwide events, and the girls actually, I've got a waiting list for townwide events because they want to run them when they get into high school. And I've got 7th graders saying to me, I want to run the Brownie sleepover when I'm a freshman, and I'm taking names. So, we get them to run a lot of the town events, and, they look forward to that. The other big thing that you need to do is dangle that gold award carrot in their face and in their parents' face about the opportunities for scholarships for Gold Award girls, and the opportunities that it gives them for their college applications. We have so many girls. I've had girls who've left scouting in 7th or 8th grade who come back to me their junior year to say, I really want to come back to scouting. I want to go for my Gold Award. And you need to welcome them back. This is not, well, you've left us. Absolutely not. Come on back. How can we help you to be a scout? And that's what it's about. Tailor it to that girl. Don't let them feel that they have to come to every meeting. The only thing I always told them was they had to sell cookies. That's the most, if you want to be a scout, that's fine. You can come to as many meetings as you want. You can be as involved as you want, but you need to sell cookies and you need to abide by all the rules. So I think the biggest piece of it is that we need to look at them differently. We need to let them be, the ones that want to be running the program. And we need to be less rigid. And that's kind of how we've kept them in Rutherford.
What I do is, after we get the girls, the flyers out to the schools and parents, we don't have that many parents that want to join, so I basically volunteer my extra time to assist them. I tell them I'll be there to help them set up their new troops, because I wish I could have had that when I first started. When you're brand new to being a Girl Scout leader, you need the assistance. So that's how I'm looking at it as a troop organizer. I want to help the parents feel at ease starting their new troops. So I spread the word of how much I love Girl Scouts and all the positive things and how wonderful it is for the girls. And I'm willing to help them to get started. And I think that's the biggest thing when we can't find parents to volunteers as leaders. We have to get the word out that it's not that hard. It's not going to take up all your time. I'm going to give you my extra time and I'm going to guide you to it, because it's always nice to lean on somebody when you're doing something new. And that's where I'm starting, and so far, it's just the beginning process. But I think when you assist someone, when they need something, they'll get the word out, and that'll help our Clifton service unit grow.
The one thing I want to touch on today was your cookie delivery. And I know that everyone who does cookies, their favorite time of the year is when that big truck rolls up and unfurls its back door with all those cookies. And you're looking at them going, I have to sort and hand all of these out. Well, when I first started helping with the cookie delivery, it took a long time. We got all the cookies delivered. We counted all our cookies to make sure they were there. We sorted our cookies. Then we were short. So then we went back and we resorted everything to make sure we didn't make any mistakes. And then the troops came and they picked it up and we recounted our cookies. It was really long. It took us hours. Last year, we decided to take a new approach. the internet is a wonderful thing. You could Google Girl Scout cookie pickup, YouTube videos about Girl Scout cookie pickup, websites about Girl Scout cookie pickup. It's like the motherland of Girl Scout cookie delivery information. So last year, we distributed 2,463 cases of cookies in 3 hours and 15 minutes with not one single error to 47 troops. And the way we did this was, we were a little strict in the beginning. We handed out guidelines. We had a procedure in place. We got our local firehouse, because firemen love Girl Scout cookies, and you can bribe them with them. We had a bay. We put our cookies in there and the order of them on the bubble form. We had our troops sign up through eBuddy. There's an option for that if you didn't know that. And they came at their time. They were given a clipboard, a cart. They walked up to the Thin Mints and said, 8 volunteers, 1 for each cookie type. So when they walk up to that Thin Mints, they say, I need 8 cases of Thin Mints. Actually, that's more like 20 cases of Thin Mints. Right. And they say, right, and the person will turn around and take those 20 cases off and hand them to them. They'll put them on the cart, and they'll say they signed off they received them. The Thin Mint person signed off that they gave them to them. On they went. So now each troop pulled their own orders. They got to the checkout table and they handed in that signed bubble form with all of the initials on the 8 cookie categories. So we knew that they were good with their cookies, we were good with their cookies. We gave them a copy of their sales report and their initial incentives and sent them on their way. And it was so much easier. If someone filled up the cart that we had before they finished picking their order, they would go to our checkout table. They would hand them their clipboard and say, I'm not done, I'm coming back, I need to put these in my car. They would go and put those in their car real quick, then when they come back in, they would get that clipboard back so they can finish picking their order. For us, our cart issue, we're working on, we have some creative issues that we're going to solve them. It involves my husband and power tools. It's going to be awesome. He doesn't know that yet, but it's great. You really need what's called like a platform hand truck, something with like 4 wheels and that nice platform. They're hard to come by to rent. Sometimes you can go to like your Costco or your BJ's and ask if you can borrow some, but you have to transport them to your delivery site. We did the same technique for nuts, and we could use shopping carts. You can't do that with cookies. So when you think about it, find a great location, think about how it should logically work for you that would make your life easier, and put that in place, and don't be afraid to do it. If anyone needs any information, I can be more than happy to share with you our procedures.
We use at church, we sort them into the pews, turning cookies into a religious experience, which for some of us it already was. So the journeys are kind of new to me, but I am really, really excited about them. As a trainer, I had sort of a cursory familiarity with them so that I could, talk to new leaders about the journey experience and the leadership experience. The journey that I did with my cadet troop last year, we did Breathe, the environmental journey for cadets. We learned so much and we had so much fun. It was such a great mix of things to do and things to ponder and things to research, and then actual hands-on actual science experiments. And science is not my realm, and I was learning right along with them. We had so much fun discovering everything there is about the air, and we were introduced to all kinds of new concepts about air that we hadn't thought of. Air is not just about what we breathe and how we pollute it, but we talked a lot about music. We spent 5 minutes in utter silence, 7th and 8th grade girls, 13 of them. It was maybe the hardest part of the journey, but they did it, and we actually kept going back to that silent moment. It was something that we returned to, not that we did it. I don't know if we could have done it twice, but we reflected on how we felt in the silence. Is it uncomfortable? Is it relaxing for you? It was a really, really good exercise, and it's one of the first things you do on that journey. The other journeys, as far as I can tell, I actually own all of them because I'm one of those people that has to have all the books. and as a trainer, it was just easier for me to carry my own. So they're all at my house. I have looked at all of them. I think they're really exciting.
Butler Bloomingdale has a long history of encampments. We spent many happy years up at Magiska. One of the things that I always said when looking at the people running them was, wow, that's phenomenal, look at all that work. I could never run that, and as I found in Girl Scouts, it's the thing that you say you're never going to do that's usually the next thing you end up doing. So last year I found myself on the encampment committee because we had some very enthusiastic service unit people. We had missed a year or two with encampments, and last September we went up to Jockey Hollow for our Wise in the Woods camping experience. Now when I say camping, who's been up to the Jockey Hollow? Okay, all right. It's luxury camping, right? Do you agree with me? There are beautiful facilities up there, a huge pavilion where we can run activities and we had our meals, little Swiss chalet type troop houses, and a humongous troop house that has a kitchen in it. Even the smaller troop houses, they have microwaves, they have refrigerators, they have mats for sleeping. We found that we did have to sell the idea of camping to a lot of the leaders and parents, but one of the troop committee members took some photographs and showed them to everybody, and we did get over 100 people up there. We had 6 people on our committee, and our theme was Wise in the Woods. The girls did everything from hiking to stream exploration to building fairy gardens, letterboxing, and we also used the beautiful pool up there because it was warm enough to do that. There is paperwork to be done, yes, all things Girl Scouts, there's paperwork to be done. But when we have a committee together from various aspects, we had people who had done troop training years and years ago, bringing in a lot of traditional things. We had younger leaders working to bring badge work in so that the girls were able to earn components of their camping, their Trailblazer, and their Bugs badges. Carol Burke is wonderful to work with and really guided us through each step of the way. This year we're planning, and we just put in paperwork, we're going to go up to Lake Rickabear. And we're going to run a different kind of encampment up there. It's going to be loosely themed medieval, but we plan to bring in archery. We're going to use the boating facilities and the waterfront. So we'll be putting all of that together. The encampments are a lot of work, but the memories that it makes for the girls, you just can't replace. I have girls who were in my troop, they still talk about those Girl Scout encampments that we went on. You get to spend the whole night, there's no big agenda, it's just girls sitting around and talking. And adults who maybe didn't know each other very well, all of a sudden they find that they have things in common that they're sharing. They may never get together for coffee outside of Girl Scouts, but the next time they go to an event, maybe they'll seek one another out. So you're building networks, communications, and connections in a really unique setting. So I'm all for encampments. Having been through the planning on one now, if anyone has questions, concerns, you want to know how to get it off the ground, I would be more than happy to help. We made a lot of corrections our first time through. We kept a list of what we're going to do better next time because we're just going to keep hitting that ball over the fence to make these memories for our girls.
Really encourage your older girls to get out there in tent camp. There's nothing like it. It really is the essence of camping. So if you could, in your encampment programs, if you can give the cushiest spaces to the youngest girls and work them out of the cushy and into a tent, and they'll find how cushy a tent is because I won't camp in a cabin anymore. I bring my lovely tent with a skylight, dome, so I can see the stars when I'm cuddled up in my sleeping bag. It's great. So try to move them out of the cabins and get the leaders to outdoor training, because we will show you how much fun it is to pitch and sleep in a tent.